listening to KFWB News Talk 980. My name is Les Brown, and I want to thank you so much for joining us today. We come your way Monday through Friday from 2 o'clock until 4 o'clock. This program is designed to expand your vision of yourself, to create new possibilities, and inoculate you with positivity so that you can begin to handle the negatives that you encounter each and every day just by waking up in the morning. And in this program, you feel good about yourself, but the other thing, you get a chance to participate. You get a chance to become a part of a conversation and tell your story about the subject matter that we are talking about and speaking on. And this is something I want to share with you today. Today we're talking about Good Samaritans, people who stand up, people who become involved in things. It's been said, judge a man not by what he does that he doesn't have to do. And that go to women as well. Here's a story that I'm sure you will hear much about. There's a video posted on YouTube that shows two teenage boys fighting. Both of the boys are on the front lawn of a house, and they're swinging wildly at each other. You can actually hear the sounds of the fist and the punches. Another sound you can hear is the 33-year-old mother. She is the mom of one of the boys, and according to police, is orchestrating and encouraging her son to fight. Beat him down. Body slam him, she says to her son. At one point in the video, the woman tells the kids that they have permission to fight in her yard and that she will not call the police. After some time of fighting, this is what happened next. Listen.
Are you done?
Nah.
Oh, they handle it. You want...
Keep on going. Hey, keep on going. It's a front yard. It's a front yard.
Hey, what's wrong with you, man?
No, this fool has a problem with my son. I'm letting him handle it.
Is that right? Is
Yeah.
that the way you do it?
Yeah, that's the way I do it.
Okay, call the cops. Check it out with them.
I ain't gonna call
It's a front yard. We can fight here.
No, lady, you letting them fight like this?
Yeah, it's better than him jumping my son at home.
I ain't jumping nobody, girl.
I'm just telling you. Are you guys done or what?
Nah.
Hey, what's up, dude?
He called me a weak ass last in my face.
Huh?
He called me a weak
What
ass.
kind of example are you, lady?
Hey, I don't care.
Police say that they have arrested the mom. She faces child endangerment and contributing to the delinquency of a minor charges. You know, I can't watch violence. It's very challenging. I literally get sick and seeing this and knowing it's not a movie. It's when you see this, it's clear that the mom and the people standing by watching this are crazy. I have a friend in Atlanta. Her son left her house, and her only son, and he went to a party. And unbeknownst to him, outside of the party, two girls were fighting. A guy broke them up, and one of the girls hit the guy who broke them up accidentally. This guy was furious with this lady, and he said, you know what? He said, I don't beat women, but the next person that come out of this party, I'm going to make him pay. And unfortunately, my friend's son walked out of the party sometime later, and this guy jumped on him and beat him as people stood by and watched. Unfortunately, nobody intervened. Nobody said anything as this guy beat him to death. Crushed his skull, broke his rib cage, that punctured his lungs. What I want to focus on is this guy who drove by, who stopped, who put an end to the fight, the Good Samaritan. I want to know, tell me, when have you stood up to wrong, where you saw something was wrong and you got in the middle of it, and as a result, you were able to make something right? And I'm not talking about, and I'm not encouraging you to put yourself in danger, but have you ever seen something that you just said, no, this has got to stop? I was in the grocery store, and when I came out of the grocery store, a guy was beating this woman, and she must have been about 4 or 5 months pregnant. And I said, man, this lady is pregnant. Please don't do that. Don't hurt her. He said, it's my baby, and you're not a part of this. And I lost it. I should not have done this. I'm not encouraging anybody to do what I did, but I lost it. And I grabbed him. I hit him in his Adam's apple and disabled him. And I would not do this now. It's just, I would call the police, but I just reacted. I didn't even think at that particular time. But have you ever been in a situation where you've seen something and people just standing by and you just said, you know what, I got to get involved. Something has to happen. And you intervene. Either you call the police or you just ask, hey, stop. Have you ever been in that kind of situation? Or either have you looked on and just went on and you said to yourself later, I should have made a call, I should have said something, and it bothered you. Like to know either way. We're talking about Good Samaritan. The number to call is 888-539-2980. Got some stories to share with you about how there's a law in California and how that law became about as a result of a young man that was in a bathroom in Las Vegas and witnessed a guy killing a little young innocent girl, and he didn't do anything to stop it. And well, we'll tell you about that. The number to call is 888-539-2980. Want to hear from you. Have you ever been in a situation, maybe it happened on your job, you knew that there was something wrong, something was taking place, and a person being taken advantage of? A friend of mine, this guy's a really nice guy. I can, you know, and there are people who don't like him, and he's a hard worker, and fortunately, there are people who know how hard he works, but there are people who are in a position to fire him, and they want to fire him just because they don't like him, just because he's Latino, just because he has a strong accent. And so intervening and going in to fight in his behalf, fortunately, we've got some people who are looking out for him. Have you ever been in a situation and you saw some things that were wrong and you said something needs to be done? And that there's something in you just said, I can't stand by and just watch this. I have got to become involved. The number to call is 888-539-2980. 888-539-2980. I love this quote, and I heard this, a former president of Southern University, who said, judge a man not by what he does, but what he does that he doesn't have to do. And to judge the true quality of a man is what he does when nobody's looking. This guy who blew his horn and said, hey, what are you doing? Who intervened there to discourage these young men from fighting while the mother of one of the kids was encouraging it. He didn't have to stop. He could have, like many other people, stood by and watched it or just kept driving saying, hey, I'm not in that. That's none of my business. But he didn't. He stopped. And thank God we have some people like that. And we need to have more of that. In fact, I believe that my friend whose son was beat to death in Atlanta, he would be alive today. When you look at the video of the boy that was beaten to death in Chicago, the tragic part was, had he not died, we would not have known about it. And the tragic part was also that hundreds of people stood by and watched as these ruthless young men took this boy's life, beat him up for nothing, a good, honest student, wasn't messing with anybody, wasn't part of a gang, didn't sell drugs, no record, and they just picked him out of a crowd and decided to beat him up, and people stood by and watched. There are whole videos on the internet where people pick fights and videotape the fights. There's a level of sickness and a thirst for violence that we need to take on. The number to call, once again, is 888-539-2980. 888-539-2980. My name is Les Brown.